Hi, okay, so today you're going to need about 3 minutes for this challenge. So on a piece of paper, I want you to write down what I did. Just grab a piece of paper and write down projects, goals, and fun dreams, okay? You're gonna, when we're done here, set the timer for 60 seconds and we're gonna just list a list of projects, just all kinds of things. Goals, you're gonna set it for another 60 seconds. And then fun dreams, you're gonna set it for another 60 seconds. So that's a total of 3 minutes. So what we're going for here is we are brainstorming ideas that we can do with those hours between 12:30 and 7. And I know you have dinner and kids and cleanup and obligations and errands and other things like that. But rather than obsess about our health, obsessively research, focus on it, consistently, or do things to distract yourself from symptoms, we're going to focus on these things during those hours if we can, whenever we find ourselves doing a habit or doing something habitual that we shouldn't be doing, we're going to redirect ourselves to this page. So when I say projects, I mean things that you can just numb your mind out with, like, cleaning out a pantry that you've wanted to clean out, or cleaning out a garage that you've wanted to clean out, or gardening, maybe the front flower bed, you can pull all the weeds. Maybe you want to do a project like whatever. You can figure out any kind of project that you would like to work on. Read a book, read a different kind of a book, a fiction book. Learn how to cook a new meal. Maybe paint, learn how to paint a picture. Or, okay, so you're gonna write down a whole bunch of lists of projects, okay, that would just be fun for you to do, or something to do, something to take your mind off, something to go to. And then we're gonna work on goals. What have you always wanted to do? What goals, not maybe in your previous life when you were healthy, that you think you should continue picking up and do but what would you like to do right now? What would you like to set as a future goal? Would you like to learn a new language? Would you like to travel? Well, then if you write travel down, then one of the things that you need to do is research. Research trips, research tickets, research places, bed and breakfasts, wherever you want to stay. Maybe your goal is to write a book, or make a cookbook, or do photography, or get a job. Maybe that's a goal, or whatever it is. So you write down these goals. Make money, whatever personal goals that you may have, future goals, things that you think would be something that you would really like to achieve, and you're going to write down a list of them. And then fun dreams is like, what would just really, if you were, and these are, of course, sorry, I'm just going to back up here. These are not things that you think you're capable of doing, okay? When you're writing this list, you're pretending that you're not sick, okay? So I know you won't be able to go, maybe one of your goals is to run a marathon if you put it on the list. But right now we're pretending that we're healthy. And if you were healthy, what would your goals be? And that's what we're writing down. If you were healthy, what kind of projects would you do? If you were healthy, what kind of fun dreams would you have? Well, maybe that's traveling. Maybe that's starting a business. Maybe that's doing something fabulous with your kids. Whatever kind of fun dream that you have. Building a new house. Changing careers, becoming an architect, going back to school to be a naturopath. Whatever it is, right? So a fun dream, something that if you were not sick today, what kind of fun dreams would you want to have? What kinds of things, maybe buying a boat, or learning how to sail, or cruising the Mediterranean. I don't know, right? So goals, things that you would want to achieve, fun dreams, and projects. So we're making a list of these kinds of things. Now I know that you can't do all of them right now, but in little chunk-sized pieces, you can work towards them. So then, during those hours of the day, 12:30 to 7, maybe you have 2 hours one day, or you have 1 hour, or maybe you have 15 minutes. You can take a look at this and you can go, project. I have enough time to clean out that shed, or learn how to cook this particular food, Or, oh yeah, I wanted to learn one of my goals was maybe to learn a new language. So I can play 15 minutes of a audio CD that would teach me how to do a language. Or I could research online a fabulous vacation that I want to take in 2 years. It doesn't have to be right this second, you know, when you're up for it. But we can manage these things in bite-sized chunks. Maybe one of your goals is joining a gym or doing CrossFit. And I know right now it seems impossible, but we can manage these things in little bite-sized pieces as we go along. And so these are the things that once you write this down, we're gonna pull out and we're gonna use as our go-to list in bite-sized pieces in chunks of 15 minutes, half an hour time, an hour or 2 hour blocks of time, whatever we have, and just work towards them over the next 100 days and see how far we get. If, you know, and I know, I know that you're not well enough to do these things right now, but that's not the point. It's we have to live in spite of our symptoms, and we have to start creating that life that we want in spite of the symptoms. So when we finally get through the illness, when all our hard work pays off, we're where we want to be with our life. We're moving forward. We're not isolating. We're not getting smaller. We're expanding in spite of, expanding in spite of. So I hope that this has been helpful. So that is your challenge today, to write a list of all these things. It's only going to take you 3 minutes, maybe 5 if you want to add a couple extra things. And then during the day, choose something. Even choose one thing to do in a small beginning size increment of 15 minutes to a half an hour.